Komani, Komani, unyana wami, hey, hey, ah. 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 Komani, Komani, unyana wami, hey, hey, ah.
Madam Vice-Chancellor, Ms. Gobode in absentia, Chairperson of Council, Advocate Ncukai Toby in absentia, Executive Management Committee, Senior Management and WSU colleagues, please allow me to acknowledge Convocation Representative Mr. Mbongo, members of the Student Representative Council. I see they've come in numbers today. We have the current president, we have the president of yesteryear, and you also have the SG, Mr. Machoba. Thank you very much for supporting this graduation ceremony. Parents and friends, and of course, thank you very much, Pastor Mbodila, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, our graduating class of 2023, I welcome you all. My name is Rashila Nolundi Songa, and I'm privileged to be Chancellor and Principal of this university We, like I said yesterday, excited to be in Komani, and at least this winter has been kind to us thus far. Have we ever reflected on how we got where we are today as graduates and what it means to be graduating, the consequences of being graduates, where we want to go to, our plans for the next 5 years, and how from today we are going to be perceived by others, especially those who are unable or unable to access institutions of higher learning for whatever reason. The one thing that you need to be aware of or take cognizance of is that your life is going to change in some shape or form. You might lose friends who are not able to graduate. There's a high standard of expectation from your peers and your family, and you'll be expected to behave in a certain way, whether you like it or not. And each time you behave in a certain way which is not acceptable, somebody rules out, "Lemfundo useless." So you need to be aware that as a graduate, you are privileged. And perhaps ask yourself, if you have never thought about this, what is privilege? As you reflect on these questions, I quote Chimamanda Adichie, who says that privilege blinds us because it's its nature to blind. Don't let it blind you too often. Sometimes you will need to push it aside in order to see clearly. Maybe some of you are going to be lucky and get jobs immediately. Others are going to embark upon their own entrepreneurship endeavors and be successful. Because I believe you're always going to be successful. It's just a matter of time. And the question is, when you are successful, are you going to lose your humanity? Are you going to be suddenly arrogant and think that you are successful because ufundile and therefore clever than anybody else? The question, therefore, I wish to pose to you is, what is privileged? It is a question I pose against the daily rhetoric we hear in the media and from lobby groups. I would like us to explore it in the context of your lives as soon as you graduate, and as a university with a future-looking obligation to those who will walk in your shoes across this stage for many years to come. To define privileged, we need to examine the meaning of privilege. Traditionally, a privilege is defined as a right, a special advantage, or immunity granted or available only to a particular person or group of persons. In essence, it is immunity granted as a peculiar benefit, advantage, or favor, and in the prerogative sense is usually attached specifically to a position or an office. Using that logic, to be privileged means having or enjoying one or more privileges, or not being subjected to the usual rules or penalties because of some special circumstance. Now, we cannot deny that privilege has had a certain historical meaning in our country. Still, I challenge you today to look beyond those circumstances, turn the lens on yourself, and examine your worldview and experience within the context of privilege. In so doing, I pose rather another question: is education a privilege or a right? These are two views on whether education is a right or a privilege in modern day usage. One